Cole, how you doing, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'll tell you what, I went out to do some exercise in the park today.
Yeah.
And literally, just as I arrived, the heavens opened and I got drenched. I was like a little drowned rat out there.
Oh, no. I wondered where that rain came from. It literally came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, you had it. Did you have it too then?
Yeah, it showered for like 10 minutes and then went. Strange.
Yeah.
Typical British weather.
Yeah. I know, literally.
And we're being typical Brits by talking about the weather.
I know, it's true. But that was the most exciting moment of my day, so I just thought I'd share it with you.
Nice little wake-up call anyway, gets you ready for the day.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
Did you carry on exercising, by the way?
Yeah.
Nice. Good lad. Power through, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Love it. All conditions. Carry on.
Exactly.
That's it. Dude, man, this week, I'm just trying to think. It's been another sort of a blink of an eye, and here we are again on a Friday. But let's just recap what we had. I'm going to start off right at the beginning of the week. So at the very beginning of the week, right, when markets are opened on Sunday, Monday, we were about risk appetite. It was like a continuation, obviously, after getting the official election results. Pretty much so. Joe Biden had, had enough electoral votes. That was this weekend, wasn't it? The weekend.
That was this weekend. I know. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah. But yeah, no, exactly right. But then, so we were a bit risk on, like you say. But then things went absolutely crazy. What was it? It was about midday European session, wasn't it? When Pfizer and BioNTech came out with that vaccine announcement.
That's huge.
And oh my God, that risk on move was like, that was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Bro, like it was massive. The way gold got absolutely obliterated and JPY as well. Those two specifically were like literally, pummeled to death.
Yeah,
it's mad.
Literally, I'm looking at gold now, and it still hasn't regained composure from that slamming it took on Monday. Like,
yeah, I'm just.
It was
go on.
Oh, you're pulling up the chart. No, go on, you show them on the chart.
Yeah, sort of get up because it's incredible, and it's what sometimes technicals just go hand in hand with the fundamentals, because I'll tell you why. Basically, let me just show you here. On the hourly that day, we're moving in what's known as a rising wedge structure here, right? Rising wedge. And these are subject to a breakout to the downside. And it just, look, bam. Imagine you were like, okay, I'm anticipating a short here, technically, because we're in a rising wedge. You would have been laughing. You'd be like, woohoo, baby, what's going on here?
Yeah, my God.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, before that massive move happened, like, where would your target have been?
So
maybe just before that previous high.
So if I was for the downside, just down here around sort of 1915, nice. Down here. But look at that move, yeah. Wow, like almost 6% in one go.
Yeah.
And then like JPY, let's just bring up UJ, because UJ dropped to 8 months lows, and I'm sure the BOJ won't be particularly happy about that. Initially dropped to 8 month lows down here, but then that helped it. That was like a 300 pip spike almost. That's for all yen weakness, even in GJ, sort of same move there. It's incredible. Wow.
I tell you what though,
go on, my dudes.
So we saw massive weakness in JPY and gold, like we've just been saying, but the dollar actually strengthened on the back of. So like, there's a couple of different theories going around, but I was just wanted to ask you, like, why do you think? Well, why do you think it strengthened
on the back of that news?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I haven't actually thought about it, to be honest with you. You really put me in a spot here. If I could say maybe something logical. No, I've got nothing. Go on, you give me your theories. And
dude, I don't know either. I don't think anybody knows, to be honest. But I saw some people saying that it might be because they think that the US is going to have access to the vaccine before other countries.
Makes sense. Pfizer are US company, aren't they?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I was like, oh, that's an interesting point. And then other people were talking about moves in the bond market, like, because US government bond yields like massively spiked.
Yeah, they must have. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah. Increase it. Which I guess increases the incentive to hold dollars, but you can't say. You never really know.
Yeah.
With these kind of things, is it?
It's true. You can't really say. Yeah. You never know. But those are good arguments anyway. I like that first one.
Yeah.
I like that first one a lot, massively. But let's see. At the end of the day, the thing is with that, obviously you can see we've, gold. You saw from the chart there, gold's reversed that initial drop. Some of yen did as well. In terms of the yen weakness. And I think, look, at the end of the day, it's still very premature, my dudes. It still has to go through regulatory hurdles, right? We've seen promising
100%.
results before. So obviously this is big, but you never know. It's still got a long way to go yet,
Yeah, dude, I completely agree. And we saw a bit of risk off yesterday, which was Thursday, which I think was partly a reflection of some of that optimism being unwound.
Yeah.
And also a couple of people have been pointing out the distribution logistics with this vaccine aren't the best. This vaccine needs to be kept frozen, which means that transporting it around and stuff is more challenging, I guess.
I've heard that as well. Yeah. So regulatory and distribution hurdles faced still.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. So those are the big moves at the very start of the week. I think we've gradually started to ease away from risk on, from the second half of this week. And just from my perspective, I think at the end of the day, I said it before, and once again, anyway, the markets have been somewhat ignoring the reality. We're going into lockdowns. Cases are spiking in the United States as well, which everyone's just ignoring, the markets. Chicago went into lockdown again. Well, not total lockdown, but they've got restrictions in place. So another huge US city. Isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, dude. It's not looking good in the US. I think, I can't remember who, I think it might have been Anthony Chung who was talking about this, but he was saying that in the US at the moment, there's a lack of leadership in the fight against the virus because current President Trump, he's just lost the election and all he cares about is tweeting about election fraud. Do you know what I mean?
Mate,
whereas
let's just quickly
Biden,
talk. Yeah, go, carry on. Carry on.
Okay. Yeah, just to finish my point. And obviously Biden's not going to arrive until January, and then Biden's talking about how he would do national lockdowns and stuff, which is really what they need now to contain the virus, but it's not going to happen. They're taking this, state by state approach, which is unlikely to be as effective as the national lockdowns we're seeing in Europe. I don't know. We get to see this materialize, but I reckon that's probably how it will go.
Joel, those are very good points, my dudes. Very good points. You're right. They're not going to do anything until Joe Biden gets in play. Trump's not going to implement it. As you say, he's leaving. He's obviously his mind's focused elsewhere right now. Because if you look, the cases. I'll just Paul. Let me just show, just for anyone that doesn't know, just to really bring it into perspective for you. I'm just going to go onto Google quickly here. Google US COVID cases. You can just see the graph that Google provides. Look at that, dude. It's highs.
Mad.
Highs. All-time highs.
163,000,
wow. Man. That's insane, right?
Yeah, dude. That's, oh, God.
And
it's not good, is it?
It's not really. And honestly, I've got a few friends, contacts over in the States. And when I'm seeing some of them, their Instagram stories and stuff, and they post on Facebook, they're just prancing around as if everything's normal. There's no such thing as COVID. They're out in these clubs and bars. And I'm like, man, these guys are living right now, in a pandemic. And here's us not being able to do anything but go out and buy our food. You know what I mean? I know. Yeah, in that sense, it's been good for them in terms of keeping the economy going. Everyone just carrying on business as per usual. That's why a lot of, US data is still generally quite good and has been improving there or thereabouts. But it's going to bite them hardcore in the backside surely soon, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but I imagine when Biden gets in charge in January, if he does a 6-week lockdown, that's going to be a big hit for the economy.
Huge.
Yeah, so it'll probably be, if you do a 6-week lockdown, then you're probably going to be in recession in Q1 2021, I guess.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that about the Biden, because I forgot. I didn't really think about that he'll implement the lockdown. So yeah, no, it's a good point. Okay, now let's talk quickly about Trump. I was saying in my Instagram story earlier this week. you know, whether Trump's morally right in terms of, like, I definitely don't agree with a lot of his stuff, but I'm going to, from a selfish perspective, miss his volatility that he brings to the markets. You know, Biden's definitely not going to be as sexy as Trump in terms of, like, just creating volatility, right? You know, one day if you
I know.
you know what I mean? You know, one day, you know, missing just some of the highlights where Trump just tweeted, you know, oil price, about the oil prices being too high or too low, whatever, and they spike. Because he's done both. He's done oil prices too high, oil prices too low. He's done them both. He's tweeted both.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, do you know what? You just reminded me of that time when, do you remember I think it was earlier this year?
Yeah.
Or when he like brokered a deal in OPEC Plus or something. He brokered some global output cut deal.
Yes.
And then he started tweeting about it, and then the oil spiked like 20% or something crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. That was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's crazy. See, we're not going to get that from Biden. You know,
no, he's gonna be boring, man. He's gonna be boring.
He is, unfortunately. I guess he'll bring some change that's needed for the economy. But yeah, man. Anyway, that aside, okay, let's talk about another talking point. I think probably would be the last one, really, and that's Brexit. Another failure in terms of deadline. So it appears mid-November. Yeah. It's mid-November right now. Still no progress, as we heard from the Irish Foreign Minister and some sources earlier, right?
Yeah, 100%. Still gridlock. I think the key thing is, like, this deadline they put on themselves for the 15th of November, which is Sunday. It's like an arbitrary date. It doesn't really matter, does it? Like, the only date that really matters is the 31st of December. So the only time they're really going to be feeling pressure is when they get really, really close to the 31st of December. So, I don't know, dude. Maybe keep dragging on all the way into mid-December. I even saw some EU, I don't know if it was EU sources or something, but they were talking about how they could even come back from after Christmas to, like, ratify the deal in the European Parliament and stuff.
Yeah. So, but bro, mate, listen, Boris Johnson and he's a buffoon. Sorry, I just had to, let's just get that right first. We have to say it all the time.
You always have to get that one in.
But dude, how are these morons going to have time to write something into legislation, my brother, until the end of this year? They said before October. The deadline had to be October, so give them 2 months to write something into law, the freaks. What's wrong with these guys? They're sick in the head, my dudes.
I don't know.
Oh, let me show you something. I reckon go on, carry on. Carry on.
I was just saying, I still think they'll get a deal, because especially with Biden coming in now, he's kind of like, he doesn't like these Brexiteer types, so he's going to put pressure on the UK to make it a deal.
It's true. It's true. So I've just lost you on my main screen. But bro, you know one thing actually. Let's quickly talk about this. Just one thing on the Biden front. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Biden has ties. He's like Irish ties.
Yeah.
No, did you know that?
Yeah.
His family and stuff.
I've heard about that.
And you know one thing as well. While the UK would be silly. So I'm just trying to get you back up on my main screen here. For some reason, you've cut off because I want to show something. Let me just get up. What can you see at the moment, Joe? Can you still see me?
I can see you, yeah, and I can see what you're searching on Google.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, so I just want to, you know, Biden. So it's in the UK's best interest that they get a deal because, you know, the US uses the UK, right, for that relationship to be close with the EU and NATO and stuff.
Yeah.
So if Boris Johnson doesn't get a deal with the Europe, it's going to harm our relationship with the US, and he won't want that, and we won't get a deal with the US, 100%. As Biden's made clear. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And they're kind of relying on getting a deal, I think, with the US as well, as part of like if you're gonna have no deal with the EU, you need a deal at least with the US, because they're like the next biggest trade partner.
Yeah, from your perspective, do you know sort of the general? Because I haven't really looked into it properly. Do you know what we're sort of getting from the US in terms of, you know, what sort of stuff, what sort of trade stuff will we be doing? Do you know?
I don't know actually. I've never really looked into the trade numbers. I think I think it's about 10% of our total trade though is with the US.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's as much as I know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to show you something. Just jumping back to Brexit, right? Look, you can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right. Bear with me one moment. So, crud, you keep freezing. Okay, you can see my screen. So this tweet, where is it? Look at this banter from Barney, eh? Banter?
Oh, yeah, I saw that this morning.
Brexit banter? I couldn't believe, when I saw this, I was like, is this actually Barnier's account? When looking for level playing fields. That is so funny. My goodness, man. This guy's hilarious. But anyway, dude, yeah, God knows what's going to happen. So yeah, that was a bit of banter there from Barnier, dude. A bit of Brexit banter.
Bantosaurus himself.
So I think that's been pretty much it this week, to be honest with you. Next week, I was having a look. The calendar's pretty light. We've got like retail sales from the UK. We've got RBA minutes. There's nothing like, whoa, this is a huge event next week, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Focus on the themes then, I guess.
Exactly. So just, COVID, lockdowns, and that's it really. Brexit.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, here's one thing that might be coming in the next couple of weeks.
Go on.
You know the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine?
Yeah.
Apparently they're giving an update soon as well. So that, I mean, if that happened next week, that could potentially be another bit of
huge
risk on, I guess. Yeah.
Definitely worth keeping an eye on. Nice, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, have a good weekend and stay lit, baby.
You as well, dude.
Let's get it.
You as well.